There has never been a better time to be a content creator than right now, and I'm going to tell you why. However, when you first start creating your content, or if you're finding yourself sort of stuck, stagnant, or plateauing in your content creation journey, there are normally 8 common mistakes that beginning or stuck YouTubers make when they start in their content creation journey. I'm going to go over them for you right now. This is a series I call Nice to Know, Nice to Have November. And these are the things that I wish I knew or I wish I had when I started my content creation journey way back in 2006. I basically spun around in circles for like the first 10 years. And then I got the blueprint and I've been running this blueprint ever since. So I want to make sure that with this blueprint, it can help you get through some of the ruts, the bumps, the roads, the tribulations that you might run into in your content creation journey. The first one on the list is overthinking. That's right, overthinking. What piece of gear do I need? What do I need to say? How do I look? How do I sound? Like all these things are important, but not so important that they should slow you down from creating your content. Start with what you have, create that content, get the motor going. It is very, very hard to gain momentum from a standstill, but it is very easy to analysis paralysis, like overthink the process so much that it stops you from creating. I have tons of friends, tons of people in my community that have been there. I've done so myself. It is sometimes ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's an old school saying, but it absolutely works. Number 2 on the list is over-catastrophizing any sort of mistakes. Now, the process of not overthinking it means to just do it. But in the process of just doing it without overthinking it, you're going to make mistakes. And when these mistakes come up, these are learning mistakes. These are not for you to catastrophize and be like, oh, the world's going to come to an end. I made a really, really horrible mistake. We have a running saying around is that nobody is going to die from you pressing record on that button. No one's going to die from you sending out that podcast or doing that live stream. So you are able to recover from most mistakes. You're able to learn from most mistakes. So don't worry about it when they happen. They just happen. If you're doing a stream and the audio cuts out, no one's going to run away. Most of the time, your community will live with you because you've shown the vulnerability of what it's like to not be a perfectionist, because being a perfectionist is insane. I've been there. I'm recovering perfectionist right here, as my boy Alec from Take One Tech likes to say. Next on the list is what I like to call procrastinating. What happens when you make mistakes is you start running and figure it out. How can I not let this happen again? So you get into this loop of learning how to do something. So here's a prime example that comes up all the time. I'm doing a video and then the sound is horrible. So rather than I just messed up the mic or I chose the wrong setting, you go into deep dive on audio and learning how to do this. And you find yourself, do I need a new mic? Do I need a new piece of gear? Do I need a new camera? Do I need a new audio software? Do I need some new plugin? And then now you get that thing and now you got to learn how to do that. And in the process of doing all of this stuff, this is basically procrastinating because you're doing this as a way to avoid from creating that next piece of content. It is a way to avoid from creating the next piece of content because the next piece of content means here comes a mistake again. Here comes mistake again. Sorry, I won't do that again. Yes, I will. Anyway, procrastinating can stop your flow big time. So learn something, do it. Learn something, do it. Learn something, do it. Whenever you learn something new, use it right away. Make a video. Try to add that piece to your success. That's going to be how you build your skills. That's how you're going to build your chops in order to be able to create these videos better, faster, prettier, more engaging, more people watching it, content growing. But if you're just learning all these things on how to be perfect and you don't make anything, it actually puts you back, right? So don't overthink, don't over-catastrophize, and don't get caught in a procrastinating loop. Now, what comes next is a big one. You need to decide for yourself what success looks like for you. What you don't want to do is look at somebody else and say, they put out a video about, say, this doc pop here. Sponsored. Well, yeah, because it's me. But somebody puts out a video about this doc pop and it gets 200,000 views. And you say, well, if I go and put out a video about this doc pop and it only gets 200 views, then I'm an absolute failure. No, if you had 200 people come and hang out in your kitchen, you'd be like, man, get out my kitchen. So you need to define what success looks like for you and not necessarily compare it with somebody else. And on that note, we're going to jump on down to the next one, which is comparison. It's so crazy, but we all do it. I've done it. I know you've done it. You don't even have to say you've done it. I'm looking directly at you on the other side of this camera. You have absolutely compared yourself to somebody else. And what we tend to do is compare our beginning to somebody else's middle. And that is a recipe for disaster. Disaster. Please do not compare yourself. And on that same level of that same root word, don't copy anybody else. We do not need another Mr. Beast. We just don't. We don't need another Diana Gladney. We don't need another Mary Lou Mandel. Yes, we do. I wish I had one right here that could help me do this right now. That's my buddy. But no, we don't need another anything. You are the best you got. You're the only you have, and it's very difficult being yourself. So please don't try to be somebody else. And what happens is when you start copying those people, you automatically compare your leverage and your success to the way they succeeded. And when it doesn't work out, it can be soul crushing. You talk about mental health problems right now. When people say that social media is calling mental health problems, it's because people are comparing their life to the person that's pretending to be on some amazing beach. Half the time, they're not on the amazing beach, or they're staying in the hood part of that city, but they ran over to the amazing beach to take a picture real quick, and then they ran back to the hood hotel where they're really at. They're not at the Ritz-Carlton. They're in the lobby of the Ritz-Carlton. So we all know that a lot of this is smoke and mirrors and BS. So just be you, be natural. I hate the term be authentic, but just be. You know what I mean? Don't copy anybody else. Don't compare anybody else. Now, in that process, going back to the same things I stacked, the easiest way to not overthink, not over-catastrophize, not procrastinate, to sort of figure out what success looks like and not compare is to build a strong community. Creating and building a community is paramount when it comes to content creation. Why? Your people are going to keep you honest. They're going to ask you for the videos when they need to be there. They're going to tell you it's working. They're going to ask questions that you can use to create the next piece of content. As a matter of fact, most new YouTubers go hunting for what to make, and all you need to do is mind your community. Your community will tell you exactly what you need to know. My community keeps me so on point. It's not even funny that I ended up eating a pound of broccoli, which I hate.
I love broccoli.
Specifically for them. Hi, Yolanda. So, yes, build and create that community. Now, I got a bonus thing for you. YouTube is making tools as we speak to make community building and engaging so much easier directly on the platform, because they have heard so many of us talk about building communities. And in the past, when we would say build a community, we got to say, hey, jump on over to my Discord so you can be a part of the community. Well, YouTube is working for a way to you to build that stuff. Now, like in my channel here, I have a community on Discord, but you also can join channel membership right down there in the description by pressing the join button. So that way you can be a part of the cool LGL community, or the LGL fam as we call it, and we help you create these awesome contents. Now, the next one I'm going to bring up is consistency. Now, a lot of people think consistency just means making 2 videos a week, or 1 video in a short a week, or 300 shorts in a video. And consistency is way more than just that. Consistency is also showing up with a common message and a common brand and staying on point. If all of a sudden I start crafting vintage sweaters from me not teaching you how to do YouTube and sort of grow as a content creator or a Gen X content creator, that would be really, really weird. That wouldn't make any sense, right? Because I have built this channel around helping people, especially Gen X and Gen X Plus people, find the way to get into this content creation game without the comparison and the advice of the kids, because a lot of the stuff that they're doing does not resonate with our audiences. So it doesn't behoove me at all for me to come over here and try to teach you how to do a Mr. Beast challenge or a prank, because one of us do a prank, we'll throw a back out or break a sacrophiliac or end up in traction. So I'm not going to teach you that weird stuff. That doesn't work for our people. So that consistent message is not just showing up and making videos on a timely basis so that they have something and you provide for them. For instance, I go live twice a week. It's also that you know what you're going to get when you come here. Now, when you first start out, getting to that niche doesn't really matter. You got to just get past those videos so you can sort of find the flow. But eventually you are going to want to have some sort of a niche, even if that niche is just showing up the way you show up and people love you the way you are. So this does happen. It is a thing, but That is it. Now, I'm going to give you the 8th and final one. I just want to remind you, this one is big. Write this down. Lean in. I'm going to slow it down so you hear it. Have fun. YouTube is fun. Nothing better in the planet than being a content creator. It is an absolute blast. But so many of us, especially us professionals, us Gen X plus people, those of us with badges and names and 3 letters after our names or 4 letters after names or a bunch of alphabets because I took all these certifications and I'm a PhD, NIS, QRS, CNN, CST, QRT. Yo, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Just have fun. Don't take it so seriously that it stops you from creating content. A lot of us want to show up because I want to be the most professional NLT practitioner that I am afraid to let myself go. You want to have fun. You just want to show up as you. You don't always have to be Dr. Vinny Boom Bops when you come here. You can just be another human being. So we are on the fun side of life. We've done all of the hard stuff. Most of the people in this community that have kids, them kids is leaving, off to college, already gone, grandkids, whatever. We don't have to prove nothing to anybody anymore. All we need to do is have fun and ride the rest of this journey out on high. Not high, but you know what I mean. Just have fun. And that goes back to the over-catastrophizing and sort of overthinking. We just need to have fun. There's never been a better time to be a content creator than right now, especially those of us that have lived burned-in experience. This is our world, and all we got to do is just have fun and share our stories. Sharing what we have inside will make the world a better place. So many of us are not sharing to the people who need our advice because we feel like they're not going to listen. And like they say, just because the message may not be heard does not mean it's not worth sending. So I want to get you out there and start sending some of that good messages, and let's make this world a better place. As I say, #create better. So let me run down the 8 again. It's overthinking, over-catastrophizing, procrastinating, not defining success, comparing yourself or copying somebody else, not creating and building community, not remaining consistency, and not having fun. That, my friends, is the key to this nice to know, nice to have November, because I wish I knew all of these things, and I wish I had the skills to do all these things when I first started my content creation journey. It would have made life a lot better for you and me. This video has been sponsored by Doc Pops. These are my fun little, I won't call them little because they're various sizes. This is a little one. These are my fun acoustic memory foam microphone covers because I want to help you with your plosives and take out some of that background noise, but I also want you to look fresh when you're doing it. So look fresh, sound fresh, grab yourself Doc Pops. There'll be a shelf right underneath this video where you can see, click a button and take you there, or jump over to docmerch.com and check out Doc Pops and some of the other merch I have around content creating. In this series, I just want to show you the things that I wish I knew. So what I'm going to do right now is show you another video that I think you should watch. Check it out. Pop, pop!
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep